Today marks 100 years of the arrest of Eve Adams in Greenwich Village, a pioneering figure in lesbian history. And for those who don't know, Eve Adams was a Polish-Jewish lesbian immigrant, writer, and owner of Eve's Hangout, a tea room on McDougal Street. And on June 17, 1926, the NYPD arrested her and was later convicted on charges related to her book, Lesbian Love. So whatever happened to Eve Adams? Joining us now to talk about her is Ken Lesbader, co-director of the New York City LGBTQ Historic Sites Project. Ken, great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So for those who don't know, who was Eve Adams?
Eve Adams was a Polish-Jewish immigrant. She came to this country in 1912, went to Chicago and landed in New York in the early 1920s. And in 1924, she opened Eve's Tea Room at 129 McDougal Street.
And that's where she was arrested.
She was arrested
for her book.
there.
Well, what
Correct.
does that tell people about how LGBTQ people were treated in America in the 1920s?
Well, in the 1920s, LGBTQ people were surveilled and trapped, and her story encapsulates so many aspects of that history. She operated her own space. It was a women-welcoming space where there were few opportunities for women to gather at that time, and she wrote a book called Lesbian Love. It was, by all accounts, the first book written by a lesbian about lesbian community at that period of time. And then she was surveilled by J. Edgar Hoover, of all people, early in the 20th century. So it's a really compelling story because she was eventually arrested. She spent time in Welfare Island for about a year and then was deported at the end of 1927, wound up in Europe and then landed in Paris and then in Nice, was arrested by the Nazis and sent to Auschwitz, where she was murdered.
An unbelievable story. And here we are 100 years later. How did her story get forgotten in a lot of ways?
Well, like so many stories about LGBTQ people, they're pushed under the rug. They're not researched. People don't know about them. This was discovered by George Chauncey in 1994, and then more recently by Jonathan Ned Katz. He did an exhaustive biography of her. So we feel that telling these stories tells people about visibility.
And in ways too, you know, you learn about history so you don't repeat mistakes.
Correct.
Well, I think you gave us such a great history lesson, Ken.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we've got a lot more of the news straight ahead, so stay with us.